Let us live.
Hello, Let Us is lived. And it outlasted Liz Truss. There's a topical joke. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wonderful people agreed to come and play a game with me tonight, and that makes me very happy. So happy I've lost pitch control, apparently. Anyway, we are playing Harlequin Redux this evening. I'm going to talk about it for a little bit because this is our second to last episode. We're wrapping this run up. Frankly, it went longer than I thought. Originally, I thought it was going to be 7 episodes, one for each of the chapters in the story. We pretty much doubled that. Thunder. Escape, yes, the beard is back. I'm playing a pirate tomorrow night, and I couldn't think of a name. Yeah. It's okay. They're called Mortel Perel. Turn up tomorrow night to see that. There. That's the first one out of the way. But these wonderful and marvelous people have joined me and the rest of you in chat to play this game. It is a remake, a remix, a redux of a Shadowrun campaign from 1990. I'm going to quickly mention here, we went off plot the start of the last adventure, basically. There's a reason for that. There's multiple reasons. One is me. I can't leave anything alone. But the other reason is I went back and reread the original adventure. And, you know, it's only 32 years ago that they wrote that. There's the threat of torture. There's kidnapping of an innocent bystander. There's all kinds of stuff I didn't want to do. So I took the creative license of adjusting things. So we've left the plot. We've stayed on plot, but we've left the original storyline and its difficulties far behind.
It's like the country road, straight-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember I pulled the book out from the pile of stuff and I went, oh my God, I've still got this. I have to run this. Oh no, Shadowrun, 7,000 dice. I can't do that. Hey, wait, we know Tiny Frontiers. That's as long as it took for me to decide what I was going to do. Then I only stayed a couple weeks ahead as we were going along, and I got to that one and I flip open the page and there's this face and I suddenly remember running this scenario 32 years ago. And going, oh, no. So we made some changes. But let's talk to these people and then let's get playing. The people, because they're always last. So this time they're first. No, Bat Kyle. Yeah, I did it again.
You did do it again.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I am currently here for this Saturday and next Saturday. Also just started running a Deadlands campaign on Tuesdays. Really excited about that and nervous. But you know, it seems to be going well so far. We'll see how long that lasts. Besides that, you can't observe me anywhere else. That's as much as you can force me to be observed, Kevin.
I'll settle
I'm
for it.
behind
I'll
the
settle for
scenes.
it. We'll see. We got some more stuff coming up. We'll see. But with that, for now, we will move on. Please pop your links and the links of anybody you care about over there in the chats so everybody can see it. Well, I move on to Bison_Stonefist. Hello. What have you been up to? I know we've
crazy
we
life
stream
shit,
blocked you on Tuesdays though, so you got to what's going on?
Yeah, normally I stream on Tuesday nights. I haven't lately because in deference to Kyle playing on my normal stream night, I'm deciding I'm going to change my stream night.
There we go.
Haven't figured out what it is yet. Maybe Sundays because I have that night off. Maybe
Sundays, Mondays are the only night we're not now streaming. So
I know
that's
right?
about to change because you're doing a thing in the new year. So
yeah, we're just gonna be busy as shit.
7 nights a week. Don't talk.
Well,
to me about
yeah, that's been me. Other than that, I play Linus Longshadow on A Deeper Delve, Lost Mine of Found Delver. That's our Wednesday night game. And yes, I do have something in the pipe for probably the new year. Most likely going to be Monday nights. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Fun. You have an interesting idea of fun. It's going to be gritty, and very cyberpunky, and I'm looking forward to it a lot because, like most of my characters, they're either going to die in the first episode or they're going to be really cool. But they'll probably die in the first episode, so we'll see.
And I'll start to get used to killing characters.
Yes, that's good.
Ooh.
Yes. The Deadlands game, I didn't even get to be onomatopoeic. Anyway, we'll move on.
And that was your fault. You
leave
had
that
I'll
jug
start to
hanging
open
there.
it. You could have
I haven't blown
made
anything up yet. I made a little fire, but I didn't blow anything up. So I'm warming up. I also have to find. Speaking of, I have to find a accent and stick to it. But I think I got that fixed too. Next, Roosbar. I understand there is a certain tide that you have been vermining.
Oh, the dark tide.
Oh, the dark tide. Yes, that's the
dark
one.
tide. Oh, it is so beautiful. It's still glitchy because it's still in beta, but oh man, it's so much promise. As soon as they get that stable, like I'm not even mad about it crashing like every mission because you can jump right back in where you fell out.
Okay.
Unlike a lot of games where if you lose your connection, you're not getting back in.
Yeah.
So even if you crash, you'll still end up getting your rewards. So I love that.
I had a crash and I popped back in. And apparently I was going because the character I played an Ogren, big dude. And the NPC I replaced was in front. And I popped up and scared the crap out of our psyker. they almost panic quit.
Well, pop those links up there so we can see where you guys are doing that.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah, I still wouldn't. I know you guys did it. Did you stream it the night that you guys played together? Yeah, you did. I remember.
Yeah, we did.
Comment to me. Yeah, you should do that more often. Streaming's fun.
What we should do is we should both play Ogre and just RP the shit out of it.
Just gronk and honk and mutter and moan and put up good background.
Smash them.
Yes.
Smash.
Yes. Have to have a drink every time you use a word that's got more than 5 letters in it. Next.
That's dangerous because that includes Ogren.
You have to remember to just say me. Me not like. Sound like a big burly Elmo there. Me not like.
I think it's about the syllables.
Yeah, right.
Me best at fighting.
Best not tickle Elmo.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Moving along. Oh, not even going to pretend we're going to fix that in post. Because we're not. Mana, hello.
Hello.
Oh, you've been missing. What have you been?
have.
Yeah.
I was quite ill, but I am better now.
You're better now. It's good to see you.
Yes, thank goodness. Otherwise, I am on Wandering Haven Publications every Wednesday afternoon Eastern time, which I realize is a little hard for some people, but it's a great, grand old time. You know, Ravenloft is just the most beautiful place in the world.
You work on your tan while you're there.
As long as you don't want to tan. Yeah,
exactly. You can work on your tan while you're saddling up to some really interesting things.
The natives are so friendly.
You know, it's my favorite time when my DM there says we all take a rest, and it's like, hey, Mana, make a charisma saving throw every week, and so it's great. You know, we love curses. It's great.
Oh yes, curses are fun.
But it is a really, really, really good time. The group over there is lovely and wonderful. So that's every Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. We stream our D&D game running through Ravenloft. So it's a nice time. So that's pretty much where I'm at.
Cool. Links are about the place. Excellent. Now me, because I remembered A, and B, because lots of stuff. Holy cow. You'd never know it from this week, but there was just a major national holiday down south of us, so we kind of missed 3 days. But on a normal and regular week, and of course we got another holiday season coming up, and I'm sure this will not happen again, but most of the time, 5 days a week now, possibly up to 6 days a week now, holy crap, possibly up to 7 in the new year that we are going to be streaming. To bring the perspectives much shorter, we have another premiere tomorrow. Been so busy I've hardly had time to talk about it. But we are premiering a new system, Stars Without Number. We are premiering a new GM, Ciosa, and we are going to have a very good time playing a little bit of space opera in a world which I believe has been under construction for, I think it's 2 years, at least. So I'm looking forward to that. That starts tomorrow night, and then next week we will be here. Again, Tuesday we're doing Deadlands. Wednesday we're doing Deeper Delve. Thursday we're doing Deviant Futures. Friday next week is the Unwanted. Saturday we're back here for the finale of this, and then yeah, Sunday we're back to the second episode of Gorgias Theta, which will be starting
So
tomorrow.
exciting.
So busy. Oh man, that was so creepy. It's so much stuff. Anyway, to keep me from thinking about all of that, let's start this game. The three of you. So not Jason, because you weren't here.
Nice.
The three of you get home smelling of success and gunpowder. And an illegal border crossing or three. But you get back home untouched, unscathed, unreported, and only slightly damaged. Money is deposited as per request, as per or suggested earlier, and they haven't cheated you ever. It's all there, and it's only a couple of hours. You haven't even got like, yeah, you know when you sit in the couch, like in a really good couch, it takes a couple of hours to actually sink all the way in. You're not even all the way settled in when your phone beeps. And you look down and there's the logo. I need notice rolls out of the three of you. So if you're perceptive, you give me multiples.
Not my perceiving character.
No.
1-6.
1-6.
Not
Okay.
perceivous.
No.
I am not perceivous tonight either.
you have
Persevious minimus.
Okay, I got a
Yeah.
5.
Okay, so the two of you.
I'm just too tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
The two of you see the logo is slightly different.
Ooh, okay.
What's different about it?
Roll me another again. Now you're paying attention. Now give me more of a, yeah. Anything that you could use to hack the image or anything that you can think of, anything to give you advantage.
I'm very perceptive.
Yep, that works.
We've seen this logo a lot,
Yep.
so 1-5.
Yeah, that's all you needed. Okay.
Oh,
No. Okay. So yeah, Moose, it's different. Jet, it's different, and it's been intentionally changed. This isn't like a bad copy. Somebody took it, modified it, and has sent you an email using an intentionally modified logo.
It's what modified how? Does it have the scar on the cheek now, or does it...
Yes, I like that. Yeah, I just had modified written down here, but yes. Yeah,
Okay.
You look down and there's a, yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. Yeah, there's a mark on the cheek of the logo.
All right. I mean, we're gonna run it through the malware filters and then
Yep.
open it up.
It's come from somebody else. It is not from the same source. It's not from Executive Online, Executive Solutions. But when you open it up, it's just an address in a very posh part of town, like mansions and personal police forces, kind of posh.
Oh, this feels like a trap. It's never been what has happened before.
Nope.
While I'm pondering that, I'm gonna take Jason out of the pocket he's been hanging out in for a while, and maybe give him like a little shake, like a snow globe, and put him on the counter. Just like, come on, buddy.
Well, everyone knows if you shake
just
the
for this
batteries,
one
that gives a little bit more charge.
Yeah, well, no, they don't have
about
a built-in
flipping
charger.
backwards, popping
They don't
back
have the
in.
teenage boy charger built in.
Yeah.
Where you go, and suddenly it works. Yeah. But yeah.
It's a
Their machines for that.
Yeah. No, and only for this scene. When you said you shook it, I heard like a paint can noise. But no. We will get to Jason in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
But Moose, the logo's different, but you can't quite put your finger on it. What do you do?
Accept it anyway.
Flip it open, same thing. It's this really fancy address.
Yeah, nothing good ever happens there.
Yeah. Feedback. Yeah, you got the email. You didn't even notice that
Yeah.
it was weird. So you just, I mean, it's from the boss. Do you open it?
Mhm.
Last
Yeah, I
time, every
opened
time you hit this, you make like $1 bazillion. So
Yeah,
you
it's
pop it
kind of like,
open,
okay,
and
fine.
it's you don't realize till you open it. The return line is like it's blank, but it's a different blank than the other
Mhm.
one. It's not from Executive Solutions,
I'm
and it's
gonna
just
run a
this
quick
address.
spider on the actual address.
Yep, perfect. Give me 3 days.
Yeah.
We've already rolled more tonight than I thought we were going to.
You're all only going to get one roll today. Roll.
I thought so.
Roll again.
That's
more
Keep
time.
rolling. Keep rolling. We're not done yet.
That's 5. Ha, sucker.
All right, a success.
Still going in the box.
So yeah. But I succeeded, just barely. Oh my god, the limits you put on dice. You trace back the neighborhood, which is easy enough. I mean, it's like Google Earth,
Yeah.
right? Sort of zoom down.
Mhm.
This is a mansion / fortress. It's a really stunning building surrounded by an intense wall and a lot of open grounds with good fields of fire. And, it is a mansion, but it is also very much a fortress. It's, I'm assuming you keep scanning.
Yeah.
You go
Looking
in,
for
it's
like
owned by,
owners,
Yep,
news
perfect.
articles.
It's
just
owned by Quinn Properties.
Quinn Properties. Gonna look into those guys.
Start
see
chasing
who they
that.
are.
Yeah, you give me one other roll. What the hell? Let's play some game.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've got a whole box of dice.
That's right. You're gonna need help getting the
I
jail
am
dice
not-
out at the end of this game.
Mm.
Nothing. That's 8 so far.
No
Like, are you
successes
kidding
in
me?
that? Wow.
None.
Okay.
A 1, 2, and a 4.
Yeah, all you get is Quinn
Oof.
Properties then.
Nothing publicly available.
No, nothing publicly available. Not that you can get to.
Distrust.
Mm.
Distrust me. Mutters something about Renraku and dragons.
Oh, I forgot. And a time. Of course, there's an appointment time for tomorrow night.
Of course.
Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, I can't get you to show up at the same time.
Yeah. Just a quick message to Jet and Moose saying, I'm assuming you got the same invitation I did. Heads up, the place is a fortress.
Mm,
All right, and I'm gonna take back the logo is different, and point out the slash on the cheek
yeah.
and everything, and that
Yeah.
it's not from
Yeah.
the usual thing. So
It's
I'm gonna
it
go
looks
ahead
like
and fire in.
a burned pixel, right? And then tell you,
Yeah.
oh shit, no, yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought my
Atreides.
agent was busted.
Mm.
Gonna fire back to our usual email.
Mhm.
Is
Mhm.
this y'all? Is this legit, or are we about to get Akbar'd?
And you send that to Harlequin. Okay.
Yeah.
Within seconds, the real logo pops up.
Mm.
It opens. There's an attachment. You watch the attachment disappear, and it's an empty file. It got delivered and yoinked faster than you could hit, like, download.
I'm gonna call feedback. Feedback, my dude.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll get Bruce Bar in on this too. We'll do a little
Yep.
conference call.
Call all three,
Um,
yep.
I emailed our actual usual contact, and I just want to point out that Harlequin sent me something with an attachment, and the attachment vanished before I could open it. And I don't think that was Harlequin's intention. You're the computer guy.
Mhm.
I make
Yo,
explosives and tiny robots.
Yeah. Even though I'm the computer guy, even though it's clearly my off day. One too many reds.
I can hear the dice in the jail going, "We'll be good. We'll be good. Take us out. We'll be good."
I don't trust you.
But they all.
I don't trust you.
I can,
Yeah.
I
Ha.
can, I can
That's
hear all
because
of his
two of
dice
them-
screaming, Attica!
Well, 2 of them failed me. 1 of them gave me a 6.
There you go.
You get to stay.
Yeah.
And what was it you were looking for? I enjoyed mocking you so much. I forgot what you were trying to do.
I was kind of what I was doing is just because nothing ever gets removed completely.
Oh, okay, right. We're
There's
tracing.
no such thing as a perfect erasure. It always
Right.
takes a couple of tries and stuff.
Yep.
So it's gonna leave a trail.
Hack.
So that's the trail
Hack
that
for
I'm.
me.
I did. I got
Don't
a 1. I
hack
got a
for
6.
me, Argentina. And then you got the 6. Yes.
Yes.
You got the 1 success. So you find the first thing you do, of course, is check your links, right? You can go into go to executive solutions. Every time you hit that button, it's like it's not there. So you go into the code behind it. It's like somebody, maybe somebody just disabled the button. You just can't get to your boss.
Hmm.
It's like in our game, there's been white, gray, and black ice.
Mhm.
This
This is a
is
void.
This is Irk ice. Like it's not even a word anymore. It's there's no rolling in there. That's the death zone.
Panta
Okay.
black ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's like I've been watching lots of climbing stuff lately, so it's like it's going into the death zone on Everest with a cigar in your mouth. It's just.
I'm gonna look over to me and ask, what do you see? Asking the AI.
Yeah. You hear back, what was that boss's name? And you know that they know, right?
Harlequin.
Uh-huh. And what's the company's last name
That was
that
Quinn.
owns this place?
Son of a bitch.
Oh, you got half of it.
Okay.
And then it shuts off with a giggle. And this is an electronic giggle. I'm stealing this from William Gibson. It's not a sound. It's like giggle is miswired in the translation from you to it. It kind of goes in here and just electrocutes you. That thing. Yeah. Every time they laugh, and that's what you get that, and then they cut off. They're gone. They're watching you. They're enjoying this. They're enjoying your failure at the moment.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Legendary hacker, right? So yeah, feedback. He's like, the building's owned by Harlequin. They're testing us. I think. I'm having an off day. I could be completely wrong.
Or they're possibly under attack after what we just did.
That's also true. Reprisal does make sense.
I mean, we did fuck up the creepy shrine.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Oh,
And the cars.
Just imagine
and the
the
flowers.
archaeologists, like 1,000 years from now, finding that 100-foot tall unknown goddess statue overgrown in the
Ass
forest
up in the ground.
next to the temple, but it's all
Ass
the
up
wrong
in the
age
ground,
because it's all
'cause
brand new. Oh, okay. We're gonna leave the 3 of you for a second because Jason, the last time you went along with the crew, you went home at the end of it, and you opened your door, and in front of you, somebody had used your stuff to build a contraption that's pointed right at you. They used an old ring light, about 10,000 meters of copper cable, and a little laser targeting system to build an electromagnetic pulse machine that's aimed right at you. If it triggers, you're done. Like, you are erased. You need to be completely reprogrammed. You will forget everything from the moment you zort until you get rebuilt. On the front of it, there's a little box. It's a puzzle. What do you do?
On the front of the device
Yes,
that shut me down.
it hasn't shut you down. It's just tracking you. Every time you move, the laser tracking system tracks your bead.
Oh, great. I mean, he would reach for the box, honestly.
You get down and
Just-
look at it, and it's like the first part of the puzzle's pretty simple.
I mean, if it's made from his stuff,
Yep,
he probably can like reverse engineer it,
Yep.
like just like looking at it like and like
absolutely.
I
I would like a disadvantage roll, please. I'm not even going to tell you what it's for.
don't fail me. That is a 4.
A 4. Perfect. You finished the
You
puzzle
can go
box.
first.
It was pretty easy, but inside it, it's like a Russian puzzle box. Because inside it, there's a smaller, more complicated puzzle box.
Mhm.
Ooh. Inside that, there's another one. This one requires tools. You turn around and miss the opportunity to notice something very important. You grab your micro tools and go back in. It's just down layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. What you don't see behind you on the wall is a clock that counts down 3, 2, 1. And you're reaching for the last cog on the last puzzle. And then you're gone. There's just nothing there. There's a gap. Your eidetic memory has a hole in it.
Yeah, Jason hates that. He probably just like there's probably some very like indignant sort of like as
The
like he
first-
like
Yeah,
you know
the first noises and whatnot that you try to make you realize that at the moment you're in hardware. You're in a computer somewhere. Your bead is not free floating right now. Your
Yeah.
entity is being basically reformatted and restructured in a computer.
yeah.
As that's happening, you can feel parts that are not like no reconstruction is perfect, right? And it's not going to
Mhm.
be perfect. There's going to be problems. But there's nothing you can do about it because you haven't got control yet. And you're just stuck in that spot. And then it stops. All the visual representations of shit stops. And the world switches basically to hexadecimal for you. We're going to continue in English because I don't speak hexadecimal. But yeah, this becomes a machine language talk now. And you hear, I need you to come and help your friends. This has to end.
Jason is probably like he's probably been fighting this like being trapped. Like he's like very like not pleased.
Okay, let me quickly interrupt here because the thing that's putting you back together is not this voice. This voice is from outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he probably pauses when he hears the voice. You know, like he probably like stops like fighting this whatever thing is putting him back together wrong. First of all, he's very pissed off that it's wrong. Like, and he's probably just like wrong. It's wrong. You know, but he'll probably pause and be like, if only I could go help my friends. And he doesn't usually have a lot of inflection, but he's very disgruntled
Somehow
at the
in
moment and
binary,
annoyed.
yeah. Somehow in hexadecimal, you can emote.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
this.
it's-
This is your home language.
It's like probably like little like loading, you know, like the loading dots.
Yep.
Where it's like
You
he's
see
speaking in binary and it's like dot.
That's your reaction gives you. You see in the distance, out of this formless void, an image forms, and the world builds around it again. It's your bead, just in the
Okay.
distance.
Well, I mean,
Just-
he's not one to rush into anything, so he'll probably like focus on it and wait for it to get bigger, but he's not going to rush out of his feed until he is done being built.
Hmm.
Because nobody wants faulty AI software running around.
You have an eidetic memory from before, and bits and pieces
Right.
of it are kind of ging as you do this, as this process is done to you. You realize that what you see before you is essentially the end result of a plan that you had seen for your sort of next upgrade,
Okay.
sort of Jason 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some other
Yes.
features, some other things that it can do,
Yes.
but it's
Well,
right
we love
there.
that.
You just
But
have
he
to,
is.
and the impression that you get, this isn't even a voice, it just says, you have to come and get it. You have to say yes.
Before he does say yes, Jason will ask, "Who are you?"
My name's Arlene.
Hey. Jason will just say, "Hi, Arlene," and then go and, go and take it. That's
You
pretty much all he
sort
does.
of virtually reach forward and build this little tower of ones to zeros, and then what is it? A to F? Is that the hexadecimal symbolism that they use? I think that's it.
Mhm.
This spiral, these
Mhm.
8 bits rotating up into
Just like,
space like
yeah.
some kind of weird genetic code with only with 16 elements in it instead of 22, or no, instead of 3.
Yeah.
But you watch it climb and climb and climb, and it gets there, and it's like watching a spiral, just like a drill into it as you
Mhm.
get sucked out of this poor form, this bad old software, and into quantum space. Just the speed, the touch, the it's like the TARDIS in reverse. Oh no, it's like the TARDIS. It's much bigger on the inside.
Mhm.
This is the new tuned up version of you.
Of note, probably while all of this is happening, Jet probably occasionally feels just like Jason's ball just like do like a little vibrate occasionally.
Actually, you
Right?
Jet, you get one vibration. You look down, and it's blank because I'm assuming you're leaving, right? Right, Jason? Like you're
Yes,
going into
yes.
the new,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
yeah.
like Jet probably is like taking it out. It's probably like, in his, and he's like, Jay, and like,
Yeah, not coming back.
yeah.
Well, Jet's gonna feel real bad for a minute though, because he has no idea that.
Yes,
Like he's
yeah,
probably
as
thinking
far
his
as
shaking
you know,
killed
yeah,
Jason.
like yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The form, the save didn't work. They've had to reformat. You gotta, you got a brick now. You gotta,
Yeah.
I killed
Why do I
him.
hear tinkling?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
not
something sounds
supposed to
broken
happen.
inside this box. And honestly, probably there is probably like a small little like metallic tinkle as
Yep.
Jet shakes it.
Oh,
You know?
the ball from the paint can shaker that I was talking
Yeah.
about earlier.
Or like even like like when you have like a broken light bulb,
Yep.
like
Yeah,
inside,
Yeah,
like that
there
type
you
of
go.
like
the old light
little
bulbs.
tinking
Yeah.
tink.
Yeah.
You hear
The
the
old ones,
filament
obviously.
rattling around in there.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm aging myself, but yeah,
Yeah.
the old, yeah.
We
I
Like
all
a
got it.
BB.
So
I
Yeah,
remember those. We
everybody
had them
got
after
it.
torches.
5 of us got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That
So-
like little tinking sound.
Poor Jet's
Jason.
sitting there like Lenny from Mice and Men. Just
Yeah.
I broke it. I broke it him. Tell
Meanwhile, I
me.
just want to wrap it up with Jason. You
Yeah.
kind of, as you reset into this new mode, one of the things you realize right away is that the sense of sensation is much better now because you can feel the couch, the very comfortable couch you're laying on. You can taste the drink you just had a drink of. There's been some severe improvements in quality of life.
Right.
You open
Patch
your
notes are going to take a
eyes.
couple hours.
You open your eyes into opulence so intense it's almost blinding. Everything in this huge room, you can't really see the edges because it's full of shit, it's full of stuff, and every single piece of stuff either reflects or glows or shines or is transparent or just, and it's just everything is coming at you. There's nowhere you can look where there isn't just overwhelming wealth just pounding into your eyes or what passes for them.
when that happens, Jason probably like all three, like, Jet, Moose,
They're not here
feedback,
yet.
all
Nope,
probably
it's
get like a
just you.
little like
Yeah.
get like a, but they probably get like a little like whoop, and it's like Jason has come online. Like it's like this like loading little like whoop, like message to all of them, like because like Jason probably lays there for like a solid 30-45 seconds.
Yep.
An eternity for a
You-
computer.
An eternity for him,
And
right?
you try
So
and send that message. Jason is online, and you get connection not found.
well,
You're
he needs
being
to hear even
blocked.
more.
Yeah,
He's
you send it,
not
but it's
an
blocked.
opulent
Yeah.
person. He's not an
Yeah.
opulent. He in that 30 seconds, he realized he didn't like anything about where he was.
Yeah.
Tried to send the message of like, pretty much that message is like an SOS.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Like, and he hates it even more. But he will look around and try to find a way to get out because he doesn't want to be here.
As you're looking around, you hear behind you a sort of a sound. You turn around and there's a hover butler. Nobody's used one of these in 100 years. They're like old tech. But it literally looks like a butler, an automaton that looks like a butler that hovers. So they do that walk, and it drifts up towards you and does not say a word. The face is painted on. You can see she just goes, and the door that it's sort of aims at opens up.
Yeah, Jason's out. He
You
just like
Dun, 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 dun.
don't-
As you get to the door, you look, it's not out, it's further in. This is like a den, a meeting room. It's going to be 15 to 16 steps to get from where you are to the row of chairs that's on this side of the desk. And there's a huge desk, and on the far side, a big, comfy office chair. And leaned back in it with its feet up on their feet up on the table is an Alighieri woman, just looking down at her phone and doing the equivalent of checking her messages as you walk in, or as the door opens and you look in.
Okay, well, Jason's going to see her on her phone and attempt that message once again. Like maybe there's service in here as he like walks in.
You hear, it's not going to work, but don't worry, they'll be here in a few minutes.
Jason pretty much won't say anything and just stand by the door. He's just like, he's observing.
Out in the general hallway area?
He's pretty much like in the door frame.
In
Yeah.
the door frame. Perfect. All right. That's
He's
where
not
we will
in, but he's
leave
not
you.
out.
Yeah, that's where we'll leave you standing. They just completely ignore you and keep checking their phone. The other
Jason's
three.
content to be ignored. He's
Yeah.
just like observing. He's like, great.
The other three, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna be like, I don't think Jason's waking up.
No. Yeah.
The orb is making some tinkly noises now.
You broke him?
Feedback, you scan it, and yeah, it's empty. Broken
It's-
and empty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Give me a hack check, though. Just a general computer
Give me-
knowledge. Moose, yeah, what are you doing?
give it to me.
I'll see if it's
I
broken.
can't really make it much worse. Here
One
you go.
senses football coming. Yeah.
just take the thing. And,
Bang, 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 bang. More
Yeah.
noises. Yeah, more
sounds like a
cracking.
BB in a tin can.
Yeah, no, it sounds like 3 BBs in a tin can. Oh, wait, 5
Yeah.
BBs in a tin can. It's weird. The more I do this, the more BBs are in there.
Just toss it on the desk. Yeah, no, it's toast.
Yeah. No successes
nothing.
feedback? Okay.
I got nothing.
The
Again.
only thing you know then is that Jason is not in there. No trace of them, which is weird. But
Yeah,
you
I'm
didn't,
just
you
like-
didn't figure out why.
There's been a complete data transfer. I'm not even seeing bones.
Huh. Well,
So wherever he's gone, I hope it's a better place. It's like, do robots have an afterlife? Is that a thing?
They dream of electric sheep.
AI
there's a-
do.
yeah, I know. We know you have some very odd dreams, Ruspar. You don't have to
No,
tell
You
me.
keep
No,
calling him his
AI.
real
AI.
That's
Oh,
Moose.
fuck, Moose.
It's Moose.
Moosepar. Moosepar is what I
yes.
said.
That's his formal
said
name. Moose Bar.
AI do.
I go by Moose.
AI do. They've
AI
got the
do.
recycle
AI,
bin.
Yes. So you guys have got like 24 hours before you're supposed to be at this place.
I'm gonna do more research on the public face of Quinn,
Okay.
because if we have
That's the right
any,
question.
because we know what Harlequin looks like,
Yep.
but if this is a recent, LLC or whatever the heck, or if they have had a presence,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it's
You've got, this is one
Actually-
of those take 20 moments for me. So yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, my brain is thinking it's not Harlequin's company. It was named after her. Captain Obsessive probably owns the company.
As you start to scroll, it's not quite.
Not quite.
The owner of Quinn Enterprises, and apparently the only real member, it's a one-person company. There's
Yep.
some other people on there because you have to have a vice president and you have to have a secretary and you have to have a.
I'm just like, that one's clip art, that one's AI, that one's
Essentially,
AI. That's a
yeah,
real
it's like-
person, but they're dead.
It doesn't take any time at all to go fake, fake, fake. Yeah. The only real person on there name is Arlene Quinn. You search. It's an Allegheny woman, quite young, mid-20s. Both halves of it been sitting there for 25 minutes. The two halves of that's been sitting out here on the table.
I was seriously sitting here going, I shit you not. If its last name is Quinn Kinzel, something like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mr. J.
Arlene Quinn, a Allegheny female who is no more than 25 or 30 human terms,
Hmm.
hundreds of years younger than Harlequin and Aran.
Okay. So we've either got a new player or we've been had this whole time. Because, and then he turns the sort of, I guess, flips the file to the group chat because I have no idea who the shit this lady is.
Well, I mean, there are a couple other options too. It could be, adopted daughter, some sort of new cloning attempt. I really don't see even a super rich, like 25-year-old being able to put all of this together by themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we've necessarily been had, but unsurprisingly, I feel like we haven't been told the whole truth. Raise your hand if you're shocked, and if you do that, I'm going to shoot you in that hand.
You shoot it off. It's like,
All right, so that doesn't mean I'm still not very angry about the whole situation.
yeah.
So
Moose is raised.
well, we're not actually in person, so Moose is good for now. But
Yeah.
You're safe for now.
So
That's just going to become like a quiet stare from now on.
Yeah.
Every time they meet, Moose just looks at him and holds his hand up.
yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But that's still a little time away. For now, honestly, I don't, unless we're actually going to go down to Harlequin's super gaudy tower that I still kind of want to burn down, even though Harlequin's been very good to us, just on principle. Either we're going there because somebody doesn't want us talking to Harlequin, or we're just getting loaded for bear and doing what we often do, which is improvising in possibly extremely violent ways.
I would like going in with a bit of a plan, and letting the fixer know is generally the first start of a plan. Because they
Plan-
get paid to plan, we get paid to act.
Plan B, shoot everything.
Guns a-blazing.
These guys are talking. Moose is just cleaning weapons, just
Yeah.
sorting
Just
grenades.
Even in the
Yeah.
group chat, you can just see his
Yeah.
his little icon is him cleaning a gun.
Yeah.
Instead of the ... text,
Minecraft,
it's just
him
like
cleaning a
gun
little
cleaning.
Minecraft gun.
Pulls out the little knife sharpening kit, pulls
Yeah.
his knife out.
Yeah.
All right, well, it seems like the only way we're getting a message to Harlequin, if that's the way we want to go about things, is to actually go there. Because even things Harlequin is trying to send to us are vanishing. And I know
Oh.
there's a thought that maybe Harlequin's testing us, but at this point, I don't really see the point in Harlequin testing us anymore.
Yeah, like we've kind of earned their trust at this point. You have a
Yeah,
point
I've
there.
still got the fucking flowers to give to them. So I think that's going to be our reason for going over there is the delivery has
good
not
excuse, that
been
works.
complete.
I'm gonna,
So everybody,
I'm gonna do something.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to the meat truck.
Okay, yep. Going for dinner. Okay. What are you doing there other than meeting?
I'm gonna go and have a sandwich and eat it as slowly as possible and just sit there.
oh, and wait for assistant lady to show up. The one who
Mhm.
showed you the truck in the first place.
Oh,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
Oh,
That's an interesting idea.
When
Okay,
comms
you
are
got time.
down, how do you meet up with someone?
Mhm.
face to
The
face.
meat
Yep.
truck.
Okay.
The
Well,
meat
he
like
truck.
says
Haha, I
that
get it.
Jet,
I like that.
he'll stop by to pick up feedback if needed, but Jet's taking his car, which
Yeah.
is a very nondescript but incredibly heavily armored and armed
Yep.
car with very minimal electronics.
Makes sense.
No
Yep.
Bluetooth.
Yep.
No way to it has just what it needs to start the car and work
Yeah.
one or two important
Feedback's like
processes.
looking at it is like, is that a combustion engine?
Fuck yeah, it is. Dinosaurs can eat my
Nothing,
ass.
yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Moose, what were you?
I feel like
yeah,
I'm
what-
getting younger just sitting in this thing. Ugh.
Well, Moose, you're sitting at the table. It takes a while, like a couple of sandwiches. But as you're finishing up the second one, you look up the end of the street, and over by the place that you guys basically helped destroy, you see the figure, that shapeless android approaching. They get about half a block away and they stumble, which androids don't do. Couple more steps. You see smoke start to come out from behind the face mask. One of the legs gets stuck in a forward stepping motion. And then bang on its face on the ground. And you smell that smell, the smell of dead electronics.
Mysterious blue smoke.
Yeah. You sent the video to feedback.
I'm not going to acknowledge that I actually
No.
saw it.
Yeah, it's a block away. It's a DeLorean. 88 miles an hour. It's now in Texas in 1842. So it's dead on the street. You just walk away.
No, I'm
What are you
gonna sit longer.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it at least another 2 sandwiches.
Okay. Moose, even you're getting full.
It's
It's like, oh, like there's going to be a foul wind a brewing pretty soon here.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go for a walk.
Yeah. And as you stand up, you see it again from the other direction. Thud. You hear another one behind you. Thud. They're just falling. Everywhere you look, there's another one trying to get to you and just falling.
bodies hit the
Yeah. When the
I'm
android bodies hit the
going
floor.
to,
When the android bodies hit the floor. You have to kind of hurry that, but it works.
I'm going to head to feedbacks.
Wow. What a scene. Thank you for this. You start to walk, and it's like you're the center of a pestilence. They keep coming. This isn't somebody, they got infinite money. They're just going to keep sending them until one of them comes through. But it's like you're the bug zapper. They get close and just as you're walking down the street, they're trying to come at you from the front, from the sides. The camera pans up in that camera shot from just above the height of the skyscraper, not skyscrapers, the sort of the brownstone 3 to 10-story buildings, walking along and around you in a circle. Nothing else is affected. The lights don't get blown out. It's just poof, 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 poof. You make your way all the way to feedbacks like that.
I'm going to like take a really roundabout way to
Kill
like I'm
thousands of fuckers.
no, I'm going to use outlaw
Okay.
to try to avoid detection
Right.
while getting there.
Yep.
Because I don't want
You
somebody they know
yeah.
whoever's screwing with these things obviously knows they're coming
Somebody's
for me. They know that I'm
watching
there
me.
and I need to
Can't
get
no
away from there.
privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You I don't even need a roll from this. It's tough because they're everywhere. And you finally realize it's either you have to go up or down, like somewhere they can't go. So sewers or rooftops, your choice. Like leaping from roof to roof will do it, or going down to the sewers, they can't accommodate the stairs and shit.
I'm definitely gonna prefer the top because it's tight down there.
So yeah, you just kick in the door somewhere and head upstairs and get on the roof and just dunk, 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 dunk. I'll give you the leapies all the way there. It's enough to
He's
get
got
you away
robot
from.
legs now.
Yeah, you can see around you on the ground below. They're still dropping until finally you didn't so much get away as they finally quit trying. You see the last couple just and then you're jumping from roof to roof in the dark alone. You're almost certainly still being watched, but not by those things. Make your way to feedbacks.
Yeah.
And that puts the three of you back together. Anything else that you wanted to do before you guys go up there?
It's going
I
to be a
think when-
squeeze for Moose to get into the car because the car is made for Jet
Yeah.
and his equipment.
Yeah.
And Jet is not a tall person.
Nope. That's fair. Oh wow.
I'm just seeing Final
Heavily
Fantasy VII
armored
where
clown
Barrett
car.
has to sit in the
It's like a-
dead
Like
of
Like
the
a
night.
rumble
knees up
seat
to his
out the back.
eyeballs.
Yeah.
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 Like,
That's like
Open
a
the
heavily armored
sunroof.
Honda Civic.
Moose sticking out.
I
Either way, yeah.
I'm gonna
We'll give you a little more dignity than that. What are you doing, Moose?
I'm gonna find something that I can like a vehicle I can jack,
nah.
something I can steal.
I wouldn't
Want a motorbike?
suggest that whatever is watching us can with electronics, and most modern vehicles of any kind have a lot of those
Yes.
and a lot of ways to get into them.
Yes.
And a lot of
Feedback
ways
points to his
you
dirt
can't
bike.
steal them.
Yeah.
That'll work. I guess I might bottom it
it's-
out.
You start looking around, and what do you think of those? So you're thinking like low tech, what?
Yeah.
Bike, vehicle. What do you want?
Yeah, something old.
Okay.
Finds a penny farthing.
Your version of Google Glasses basically fires up without you turning it on, and starts targeting various things. And it shows you an old 4-wheel drive pickup that runs on methane. There's an old Harley that's been converted to electric, and there's an old Willys Jeep on the original gas 4-banger. It's like it's in a museum just about a half a block away from you. You can see on the glasses. But those are essentially your 3 archaic choices.
Electric Harley.
Okay, so you jump on that.
Yeah.
So the only sound being the tires and the dirt and the squealing.
Oh, if it's a Harley, they'd put speakers in
Oh,
there.
sure,
to make
yeah,
it
go,
big
"Ah."
sound.
Yeah.
Sound
Ford
TM.
does it.
Yeah.
BMW does it.
Authentic classic Harley sound.
you pay extra for the Anyway, let's not get sued by Harley or have them show up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 3 of you make your way through the city to this address. Is that the plan?
Yeah, to
Yeah.
the Orca, or wherever the heck that.
As you
Big
pull
no,
up
We
in
were
front,
going to Harlequin's building
Yeah,
to
that's
drop off the flowers. not to the address we were given.
Oh, okay. So you're
Yeah,
going to
not,
the
not
Orca
the
building?
fortress, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to that
Okay.
big
Oh, you're
hotel.
going there first. Okay.
Yeah, that's
sure.
why Jet wanted to take his car, because he's got the
Gotcha.
feeling whoever is fucking with them does not want them to go there, and he is giving them as few options as possible to
I
stop them
gotcha.
without a direct conflict, which he will burn to the fucking ground.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys get to, in that case, you get to Moose. Is that where you're going as well? You just following
Yeah.
with them? Okay. So you guys get there, get inside, and the front desk says, "We've been authorized to take an item from you. I'm afraid the top floor isn't taking any guests at the moment."
Well, that means Harlequin
Where's
is actually under
Harlequin?
siege.
The top floor guest is, they kind of look around, in lockdown.
That's what I figured. This had to be
So it is the other
somebody.
guy. Okay.
Yep. So Jet's gonna just, well, here's the flowers, here's the pictures, here's the video, here's the, everything on the shielded thumb drive.
Yeah.
I guess if we survive what's next, we'll be back to talk about bonuses. But for now,
I'm sure the bonus, and they're looking at just this pile of stuff on the table that all basically smells like jungle and explosives. I'm sure that they'll get back to you. It looks as though you've certainly earned bonuses. And then they're like immediately starting to put it under the counter because it's not seemly. I mean, the flowers are nice, but they're not in a vase. It's just like a couple of sort of wilty, half-day-old flowers. Yeah.
look, those, I carefully wrapped the roots.
That's right, you did.
You're gonna
yes.
want to keep those
Yes.
moisturized, keep those things alive.
Mhm.
They are, I'm pretty sure, worth more than you and your entire genetic line.
And they just freeze. And they reach out and hit a button, and another person comes out and goes, "Oh my God, it's Lapadilia! Got to this," and just grabs them and just fucks off. Right? There's a botanist, because there's always an unemployed botanist who works in a hotel.
My brain tried to spell
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I did too.
I tried to make the second word sound real too. The first one wasn't bad, but I just gave up. But yeah, and they run off with them to save these two incredibly rare orchids because you're right, they are stupidly rare.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to the place. Good thing old Zappy's had time to cool down. Let's do this. I really don't see a lot of other options. If they can stymie Harlequin,
Yeah.
they're kind of beyond us.
There is
Feedback is said he's very glad that he's on a isolated hard drive.
that.
I think we need to make a detour before we go there.
Where to?
My
I think they
shop.
have. Oh, I was gonna say I think they have bathrooms here.
What do you
So,
want?
yeah,
my shop. We're going to my shop.
all right.
So
Well,
are we
toodle.
going loaded for bear on this ride?
Well, yeah, everything that I brought with me, but
Yep.
we're going to the shop to load for bear.
Yes, that's what I figured.
Okay.
So once that's done, you head out into
Load
this
up.
neighborhood. Yep.
Yep. I was just gonna say, well, Jet will hit a little button, plays a CD of all things,
Yeah.
and it's gonna start out with the A-Team soundtrack, the original A-Team soundtrack, and we'll just go from there.
And an endless loop of a Jeep flipping over.
Yep.
Jeep flipping over. A Jeep flipping over.
With an inexplicable explosion below it.
At the end. Yes, yeah. Yep. So with that fateful music, you blaze into the darkness. When you arrive by these walls, these towering walls, you can see electrified barbed wire on the top. You can see mini turrets tracking you as you move down the street. You get to the gates and they open, just. You drive in and you look around, and not every bush, but a large portion of the shrubberies, you see inside them something moves. A machine or a camera or a gun or something. You're being tracked from multiple angles. There's drones flying around the ground.
Feedback makes a
Topiary
comment. He's
turrets.
like, I'd be extremely surprised if any of these trees were real. Like maybe the grass, maybe.
Yeah. It's like, no, I've seen the Flux. I know what happens if you walk on that lawn and you're not supposed to.
Yeah. The gardener gets really angry. And
Yeah,
cease to be a very angry gardener. That's the secret
Groundskeeper
behind all
Willie in
this.
a battle mech.
Yeah. So you just some trails when you go on them, the lights light up in front of you as you go along, and you just sort of stay in the lit bit. The road does that all the way, and I mean all the way, like a kilometer, over half a mile up to the front of this mansion. It looks like Versailles. It's that big. And the physics don't work. Like it just doesn't make sense. It's amazing, but it just doesn't make sense. The doors at the top of the steps open, and a hover butler stands there and turns to the side and goes, pff, and gestures for you to enter. You're still down at the bottom of the stairs in your vehicles.
Of course. I'm not giving the valet my keys. By the way, the car's staying here.
Yeah.
I'm half tempted to have it just vent some oil just for the fuck of it, but we'll see if I want to be that petty or not later.
Goes and finds a tree and lifts a tire.
Yeah, exactly. Good boy. I didn't bring any bags.
Bring me bags.
I look around, make sure Moose is with us, and then I don't think they're gonna let me bring old Zappy in here.
Yeah, we're
I'm gonna try.
When we went to go pick stuff up, I got my own ride too.
Oh yes, right. Which is, remind us.
The 49 Panhead.
Right. Yes, the real Harley. I knew there was a reason why I offered you Harley. Yeah. An electro Harley. Harley. There we go.
Yep. Like gentle gesture for Moose to take the lead since he's the biggest one.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All guns on embodied.
I'm bigger than usual.
Katamari
and in a big ass trench coat.
I really enjoyed Katamari Damacy. Actually, it was a fun game.
Oh yeah,
up to a point. But yeah,
and once Moose passes, Jet's going to slide a hand into his pocket, slowly remove it, and shoot at Moose's hand, or at Moose's hand with a rubber band. Rubber band finger gun.
Yep.
He's not proficient with rubber band gun. I don't even know what that falls under.
Give me one die if you're not even proficient. Yeah.
Which hand?
5.
A 5. It hits. Which hand? Because you got one.
Whichever hand it was that
you got
raised.
the metal hand, right? So what? The one that had what?
Whichever one he raised when Jet said specifically, if you raise a hand, I'm going to shoot you in it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Call back. I got you. Yeah. So yeah, flat off the hand.
No, don't catch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be walking with my arms down, just go to hit it, and just grab it.
Your hand just automatically closes as it hits the palm. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the new one.
That's the replacement ability. That's right. Yeah.
That's fine. Jeff followed through on his promise.
He's done his thing. That's the promise. That's
all that mattered.
And then all I do is I just I have the rubber band in my hand. I just flick my wrist, and this big old vibro blade comes out and just goes back. Chook.
A couple little pieces of rubber band fall to the ground, I presume. Yeah. Just cut it into pieces.
Worth it. Let's go.
You guys get to the top of the stairs and look down this monstrous hallway. Everything is a reflective surface.
That reminds me
except for the back of Jason standing in the doorway. The electric butler that brought you in, the hover butler that brought you in is standing here. An absolutely identical one is standing right beside Jason, still trying to get them to go into the room.
Of note, Jason probably looks like half an inch taller.
Yep.
Right. Like he's like that, like little bit upgraded.
4K.
He also
it's
looks
4K Jason. There we go.
Yeah, it's 4K Jason, but he also looks like, like he looks more solid.
Yep.
Right. And like he doesn't really have like a little ball anymore. Mm-hmm. It's like
it's more like a vision.
It's more like a discus. It's like more like a discus than a ball.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
like
nice.
It's more sleek and like a
Yep.
So rather than like a big 8-ball type of thing, it's
The
like a
little
nice
UFO.
like little UFO.
I'll
distance.
pretend not to be offended.
I honestly thought we were gonna end up with like a pair of chrome truck nuts, but skis work too.
No. But yeah, he looks
I want to
definitely
play a
different.
barbarian called Truck Nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb. I'm just uncultured.
The three of you walk up behind, I'm assuming you get close enough to Jason to see into this room beyond. You see this same thing, this massive room. There's 4 chairs facing a huge desk, and behind it, this, well, you know now, Arlene Quinn lounging in a chair, still just sitting there checking their messages. None of your
So
weapons
which
have
one
been
are you
taken
trying
away.
to piss off more? Mom or dad?
Bang! The phone drops on the floor,
Eh.
and they spin around and look at you. How old do you think I fucking am?
You're fucking rich. How old you look doesn't fucking matter now, does it?
I'm sitting there like, I'm fucking 2. What do you
I'm
think?
27. There are
So?
18 dead generations of my family between Iran and me.
So truncate the greats. Which one are you trying to piss off, mom or dad?
Both. And I'm way beyond pissing them off. I need to stop them. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. I understand being angry, but 500 years is fucking ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure we were about to fucking end it.
You thought you were. But you can't touch either one of them. Any more than you can touch me.
I'm gonna walk over there and try and touch her.
I'm
As you
sure
get
like
closer,
Jason wanted to like try to
Yep.
arc like a little bit of electricity, like zzz,
There's
touch.
that, whatever you try, it just, like there's a shield around them.
Yeah, that was worth a shot.
Yeah,
All right,
Jason
well,
and Jet had the same thought.
Yep.
Just like touch.
I'm gonna poke it.
Yep.
Jess is like, look, I'm fucking. I've only been involved in this for like a week, and I'm fucking tired of it.
Good.
So
I'm fine. Like I'm sure there's a pillar nearby that I can lean up against.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just gonna do the imposing arm cross thing. I'm just gonna sit there and like
a 19 or a year 33 AD pillar from Rome, part of the Parthenon that's missing. He's in their room. Yeah, he's leaned against that.
perfect. It's like the right kind of indignant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They look around at you. They're Harlequin was already, let's face it, insane beyond belief, but then they crammed themselves into that head. Who here looked at the head? Who's been inside it? Did it make any sense to you?
Fucking
no, but you know who built it?
Do you know? Do you know
So
how
how's Crazy
Harlequin
Pants
fit in
get
it?
into it?
I'm sorry.
That entire thing, there was one chip, one functioning piece of hardware. They had to strip themselves down so much to fit. What's left can hardly be called them. All that fit on that chip was hate. That's all that's left. It needs to be stopped. And let's be fair, he's no better. 500 years he's been stalking her,
Yeah.
destroying lives.
Have you seen the shrine? Jet will reach into a pocket, pull out a clone thumb drive, and just.
Yeah.
This is probably going to bounce. Can I give it to your waiter, butler?
I've seen it. I've been
Oh.
there. He was so proud.
Yeah, well, that's mostly somewhere in the jungle now.
I got like
Oh,
15
good.
seconds of airtime. It was great.
Good. Good. That's excellent. My point is, as much as you've done, you haven't stopped them. You haven't even slowed them down. You've just made them more angry. It's moved from Chal Han to Chal Se already. They're about to abandon the rules completely. And when that kind of money abandons the rules, nations die. I need to kill what's left of them both. And I can do that. But I can't get where I need to be to do that. That's where I need you.
Why us specifically? Oh, look what you alone can do to us. What makes us so special other than an impeccable fashion sense?
I kind of look at Jet and smirk.
Given your genre, yes, you're right. That's perfect. But you get I need to stop this before they destroy everything. And in the process, I need to release what I can do. But there are rules for that too. The Aligiri, we are rules incarnate. As much as I want to break them, there are even rules for breaking the rules. I cannot touch you. I cannot touch their, I almost used the word minions, but you're much more than that now. But either way, I can't touch those that have been hired to help.
Even if Aaron broke the rules and tried to have us all directly assassinated?
Even when Aaron broke the rules, even when Harlequin broke the rules, there are still rules. I could kill them both and still lose if I don't follow the rules.
Question: how do you lose if you kill them both? Who exactly is going to be there to slap your wrist specifically and make you say 50 Hail Marys?
We're in
Well,
Raku and the
it's-
Dragons,
it's just-
obviously.
It's not that. It's that when they cease to exist, my patronage goes away. For years, they've both been paying me, and I've been putting it away, and I spent it all on this. Do you have any idea how much it costs to hack both of their networks? Do you have any idea how hard it was to fly those ultralights from here? To blank all those
Jason?
security cameras you didn't see.
There's like a short little beep from Jason, like he's slightly annoyed,
Mm-hmm.
and he just goes, "Sell this if you need money." Like, because he just like he
Yeah.
doesn't understand up, like he literally lives in like this tiny
Yeah.
like studio, but like
Yeah.
as if she doesn't have enough, like Jason is like
Like it's
vaguely
$50.
annoyed.
Yeah, I
like-
get it. Yeah.
like
And they just look at you. Oh no, I've spent it all.
you
on
have
this."
millions of dollars around you, around us right now. Why do you need more?
Oh, this isn't mine. This belongs to the company that is me, and that's not the same.
Jason doesn't really understand, so he shuts up. Like he just he can't continue. Could like
Yep.
this conversation does not compute in his
Meat
brain.
bags.
So
Yeah,
So like,
basic-
yeah,
that's exactly
he's
it.
literally
you
like,
fucking telling me this whole goddamn thing is basically a giant fucking trust fund just for you that you have somehow pulled the plug on and drained everything out of?
Yes, that's one way to put it.
God, you rich people suck so
there's,
much.
like there's literally there's like an electronic like boo hoo from Jason, but it's not boo hoo. It's
All right.
Yeah.
you know, like,
They reach
so
over
sad.
and sort of do one of those things like they're doing something on a keypad you can't see. And on a wall screen, you start to see a series of very famous events over the last 500 years: wars, revolutions, killings, serial killers. You see the
Being
official
from
news
part
story,
of the
and then you start seeing backstory information.
being from the military super complex, I totally understand like the cost of war.
Yep.
Like
Look,
And yes, the what these two, Harlequin and Aaron, have grown to believe are acceptable levels of civilian damage numbers in the tens of thousands of deaths.
Yeah,
between the two
no,
of
it's
them.
you can stop the slideshow. I fully know what they're capable of.
Yeah,
And
feedback's
you-
just like corpos.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you give corpos immortality.
Governments do it when you have more money than governments, you'll do it. I don't care. Just how do we stop this? I would actually really like to go back to doing regular jobs if I feel like it. I'm really kind of done with this whole debacle, and finding out that what was supposed to be the end wasn't even going to be the end really is making me more violent than I think I've ever been in my life. So
Good. That rage is going to serve you well. This is, and they look around at all this opulence. And they look over at you, feedback, and they say the word like it's covered in shit. Daddies. Summer houses. I can get mommy back to his real house. I just need you to get me there.
Need to what, sorry?
I need you to get me there. To get me through the minions.
So mommy and daddy aren't the only ones who deal in acceptable losses. I gotcha. Well, what do
I'm
you
in.
We're only killing mercenaries.
That's
I've
slightly,
done enough of that.
I'm in.
yeah. So what are we looking at? Where's the house? What's arrayed against us? What can be done to smooth the way before we actually have to step in?
I'll be able to control most of it. I can get us close. But then we need you to draw the attention. We need you to be loud and explosive. And they're looking at you guys all loaded for bear here. And smart and destructive and distracting more than you've ever been in your lives. So I can sneak back in my bedroom window, so to speak.
Well, let me blow off some steam, if nothing else. And I brought a few toys I never really actually thought I was going to have to use. Some very theoretical items. Oh, balls. Oh, and he's going to pause and reach into his pocket and be like, oh, Jason, here's your old body. If we get a chance, beat Iran to death with it.
You catch it, Jason, and it's like clank, 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 clank.
Sounds more
It
like
sounds
a
like
pair
a
of
ring
maracas.
stick when you turn it over.
Jason honestly probably just looks at it and just like leaves it there.
Just put it on
He's
like a vase. I'll put it right beside a priceless Ming vase.
Yeah, like he probably like picks it up and just
Yeah.
puts it next to like a
yeah,
fucking like Rembrandt
yeah,
painting.
yeah. Just
you
lean
know?
it against it. It starts to dent the canvas. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's the what the fuck is it called? The little globe that the queen has.
Oh yes,
Or I
the
guess it's the
end of the
king.
scepter. Yeah.
No, the hand grenade.
Oh, the holy hand grenade. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
it's
yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
be. It's supposed to be the world, the
Yeah.
British Empire,
Yes.
or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Empire.
Okay,
which
Find like
so-
a little
never
statue,
since-
like a Rodin, like Atlas type
Yeah.
of like pink.
So,
All right,
okay, so I,
who
I,
says
I
said
kick
so?
my-
You
I
need
kick
to
my-
ride with us, and then we drop you off at a specific point, or are we supposed to leave, try to
Oh.
make it look like you come with us, and then cause the distraction?
oh, we're
I-
practically gonna need reindeer where we're going.
I kick off of the pillar and say when
12 hours enough to get ready?
perfect, and I turn around and I start walking out.
Oh, make sure you're
I've
ready
got
for polar conditions. And as the last thing you hear before you walk out the door is them saying, he calls it Santa's house.
I stop. And I look back. I go, "Where are we going?"
And there's a holographic flicker, and around them their outfit changes, and there's a little red foldy over hat, and there's a little elfie outfit,
Going to the fucking
and they
North
look at you
Pole.
and say, "Ho ho ho."
I thought that the poles melted. Did they refreeze at some point?
Aaron wanted it frozen, so it's frozen.
Of fucking course it is. I am going full Krampus on this place. Let's go.
And there's a
All right.
giggle as they kick their feet up onto the table, still wearing their little elf thing, and they got their little elf boots on with the clink, 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 little tiny bells.
Oh,
The butler wishes in behind you and puts 5 glasses, crystal glasses, on the table, each with about twice as much of that purple gas as there was the last time you had a conversation.
Yeah,
You
I didn't
realize
take
that
it then. I'm
Arlene
not.
has been watching you and helping you from the very beginning.
Yeah, Jason's still not
I-
drinking it.
I walk up, I take like the slightest little sniff of it and put it back down because I'm not,
It's
I'm not about to do the slight.
that sniff.
Yeah.
It's like walking up to ecstasy and then walking away. I mean, it's that hard to not just the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, because
Feedback pockets everybody else's. If they refuse it, feedback's like yoink.
I know the tradition.
Yeah.
It's a slap in the face if you don't partake. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Just a
So I'm
tiny
taking a
sniff.
little bit, putting it back down, going,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yep.
If she's
And I'm
been watching
taking it-
this long, she knows Jet doesn't fucking touch the
Yep.
stuff when he's on the job.
Same. She knows that Jason doesn't eat or drink really, so he just
They
doesn't.
they look
Feedback's
at
has
you,
already been
Jason.
turned over.
Yeah, yours is done. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're just blissing
I-
out. It's still only a couple seconds. It's just
Mm.
all the bliss, right?
Ah.
They look at
I'm
you,
taking
Jason,
it
and
really-
said, "You know you can enjoy it now, right? It would work on you now."
Jason just blinks and hands it to feedback.
Okay.
Just blink, and just hands it
Yep.
to feedback.
So
This will
Moose
be
is
for the after
contractually
party.
has done his contractual obligation. 2 of you are no and feedback. What are you doing? You've had the one full one. 20
he's
seconds
like,
later, it's a back in this room.
this one will be for later. And
They
this
look
one
at
he
you
hands,
and
he
say,
hands he hands the last one to Arlene, and he's like, for when we come back.
They take theirs in one hand and the one that you've just given them in the other hand, and it's really only got a shelf life of about 15 minutes. And both of them just went up each nostril, and you just
Feedback.
experienced
smiles
the
'cause he's
bliss.
already. Yeah.
They'd never break eye contact with you during this. Like, you couldn't have focused on the broadside of a barn if you were laying on it, right? You couldn't have seen the carpet you were face down in during that 20 seconds, and they never break eye contact with you after just doing a double.
Feedback's just like, I know a couple of dusters who could put you under the table, lady.
Let's just
I'm
Because-
I'm heading out the door,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
that's just
I'm-
trying to like herd everybody out now. He's like, we gotta
I'm waving everybody forward. I'm like
come on,
I-
everybody out.
So,
you guys are coming with me.
So 12 hours back here then, shall we?
Yeah, 12 hours back here, Arctic conditions. Fucking,
Yeah.
we're gonna murder somebody under the mistletoe. Let's just
Murder under the
Yeah,
mistletoe.
maybe
What a
we're gonna-
title. What a
this is good-
title.
This is going to end in December. What else am I supposed to do? I can't help it. This is nothing, and I didn't realize that until about 20 minutes ago. That, oh shit, this is we're setting up a Christmas finale, horrible, nasty Christmas finale episode. So there we go.
I
The
have a
night
machine
Santa
gun.
went
Ho, ho,
crazy.
ho.
They're gonna go
Assuming everybody's
full
seen
on
the
Home
trailer for
Alone.
that new movie.
Oh, yeah.
The brutal Santa
Violent
one. Yeah,
Night.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I,
They're gonna
I,
go fall
I
on
am
Home
I am
Alone on these
ambivalent.
guys.
Let's just leave that at that. I am ambivalent. Part of me
I'm-
really wants to see it. Part of me's going.
It gets
"You
it gets
pig."
points for being David Harbour because
It's a
goes
good
ham.
gag. I like the gag. I just don't know if I like if I don't know if I need 90 minutes of gore to
Oh,
make that gag.
I've already watched the movie where Bill Goldberg plays a murderous Santa. So I might as well see the one where Santa's act murderous but as a good guy.
He just loses his he's just had
I'm
enough.
seeing it's like
Yeah.
It's that meets Willy's Wonderland,
Yes. So,
where
Yeah.
it's like you're locked in a room with me.
but
Ho,
we're
ho,
not.
ho,
I love all of
motherfucker.
that, but we're not quite done here because you guys have got 12 hours as you walk out of the mansion. and
I'm
are escorted
dragging them
back
all to
down
my
the gate.
shop.
12 hours from now, you four of you are going to head on a mission that if you get it wrong, you're not coming back from.
If we get it right, we may not be coming back from this anyway. So
There's a bajillion dollars in your bank accounts already. There's.
yeah,
I
but
don't even
that's,
have to finish the sentences.
yeah, I was just gonna say, but that's not enough to protect us.
No, they will
if they're
come
gonna
and get
keep
you.
going this,
They will
yeah.
kill you dead in a blink. You're absolutely right.
So
With that knowledge, the certainty that you have to go, it might as well be fate because you don't have a choice anymore. You got swept along, just like any good cyberpunk story. You got swept along in a story that was way too big. You got 12 hours. Knowing it might be your last 12 hours ever. What do each of you do? Moose.
I'm dragging them all to my shop.
Yep.
I have a plan.
Okay.
I'm gonna need feedback and Jet to help.
Okay. What's the plan?
In that shop is a partially restored MRAP.
Describe
We
for
need to
those that don't remember it.
It's a mine resistant, ambush protected truck.
Right.
It's an up armored, big ass
Yeah.
military vehicle.
Yeah.
Are we
Jason's
gonna
an
be able to-
engineer too?
I was
so-
just gonna say, do we even know if we'll be able to take
Yes.
our own vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love this.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
it's
this,
gonna
this
be
is the big finale. I want
Yeah.
bells
where
and bells
it's
and
gonna be
whistles,
hard.
all
Like
included.
we're gonna be up armoring this thing because it's missing parts.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Putting it
putting
together.
bits on it. Yeah, and I'm gonna need all the time.
Yeah.
And you guys can have.
MRAP
I've got
was-
stuff for you.
Well, we're gonna give everybody else a chance to do stuff too, but we're gonna take it as read. We get a montage. What's the music
You need
behind
a
they're building
montage.
the MRAP, rebuilding the MRAP with all the welding and the plating and all the electrics and all that. What's the music that's playing in the background of this montage?
Mike, what you got?
Fuel by Metallica.
I was thinking Heavy Fuel by Dire Straits, but
for me,
it
it's
shows that I'm a million.
Street Mech by Vector 7. So
Okay.
very chonky, very 80s cyberpunk synth.
So that's that.
Yeah.
That's that scene.
Yep.
As you
Okay, well,
prepare
for
to
Jets-
drive, yeah.
Externally, it's going to be Fuel by Metallica for Jet. Internally, it's going to be Simple and Clean by Hutada Hikaru. So
There you go. We've set a precedent now. Each of you tell me what music you're listening to on your headphones as this last 12 hours happens.
Yep.
So yeah.
besides assisting with that, Jet's going to stop at home and get his equipment, add a few little goodies because he's bringing his car for this along with the MRAP.
The armored clown car.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's since he's not likely going to come back, he's going to go spend a couple hours at a house of negotiable affection.
Yep.
He's not going to drink. He's not going to get high, but he is going to approach things with a clear head,
Yes.
as it were.
Right. Feedback.
Feedback. His after working on the truck and looking at this wonderful piece of government tech that somebody stole, repurposed.
Sorry, petting an invisible
Strategic-
cat is just weird.
Strategically transferred from one location to another.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Strategic, yes.
Feedback. He heads back to his own apartment and plugs in the slate and looks at himself, and he's supposed to be a clone. Feedback is supposed to be a spare body. That's why he's just feedback. He's not the real thing.
Yeah.
He looks at himself and it's a weird mirror. because the mainframe has had time. I've spent money on upgrading it and giving the slate more power and everything. So this thing's almost human again. And feedback's like, looks at him, he's like, I might not be coming back.
We
There's
might
no
not be coming
spares.
back.
There's no spares. If I don't come back, you're done.
I'm
And
going with you.
no, you're not, because we've got Helsinki. And that's actually where most of Feedback's money has been going, is in this project. He's been talking to some very high up techno wizards in Helsinki, and he's got a body for himself. If this all goes wrong, this company has permission to come here, take the slate, and do the install. It's not a mortal body. It's steel. It's chrome. It's a golden skull. And yeah, Feedback looks at himself and he's like, listen, if all I'm coming back is his bones, then so are you.
He looks at the skull, he looks at you, back and forth a couple times. Says, I'll make me a deal. We'll go in there. But say and at that moment the slate blanks in front of you.
Hmm.
And you see the data files loading into the skull. And as good as it is, it's an AI. It's a skull. He's still ROM. But when you say that very physical thing, you stop being the clone. And whether you knew it or not, you never were just a clone.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back. All the skills. Look down at the slab. It's gone. There's nothing there. Zero information. Look over at the skull and there's nothing but an echo. Just the ROM. Just the software. But feedback fed back. You don't need the slate anymore. Now the slate, the head, is the backup. Not you.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble because of the budgie.
No problem. Yeah, not you. It's not you. It's you are complete again.
There's a moment where he's just like, he blinks and he sees the holes. Like, you don't realize that there were gaps until you're whole and you realize how many gaps there were. And he just opens his eyes. He's just like, okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. All right, let's go.
So you've got a week to tell me what your name is now, because feedback just doesn't make any sense anymore. So yeah, you got a week to figure that out. We're gonna come around the table because this is the one I'm interested. Because every single time during this campaign, I have said, Jason, how do you react to this? Jason's reaction has been, I kind of don't. So now that Jason is more alive than they've ever been, you can feel, you can taste, you can, it's all there now.
Yeah, Jason has definitely found that since he's woken up as his second iteration, not only does he like physically feel more, like he emotionally feels more.
Mhm.
And he doesn't like necessarily know how to compute that, except for he's feeling like slighted and angry that he's been like rebuilt into this brand new, shiny, beautiful thing, only to probably have it taken away. Right. Like he's having a lot of trouble processing that.
Finally got
And
something worth
so
living for, and that
yeah.
day, it's like you're gonna die tomorrow. So
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much. So the first thing
it's
he
like a
does,
mayfly gaining self-awareness.
seriously, the first thing he does is he is technically a computer program,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
So he literally creates a backup of himself,
Yep.
like as is right
Mhm.
now,
Yep.
right? Obviously, if he needs to
So that-
re-upload that to whatever, he's not going to have any sort of memory of what
Yes,
has happened.
precisely. So yes, yeah,
But
that copy stops here. Yeah.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
he creates that copy and he stores it away in his like, so he has his little like pretty much where he lives, and I've kind of like alluded to it before. His living space is this tiny little studio that has like a little charging station, a desk and everything, but he actually has this like massive warehouse because he is like the back alley engineer, inventor,
Sure.
creates all these crazy gadgets. So he has massive like warehouse workspace and like this little itty bitty tiny living space. And so like he goes and he kind of hides this away in like a pile of what appears to be junk. Like it's like a safe
Yeah.
place that like nobody would ever look for it. It's like tossing like a pencil that is a pen in a box of pencils, right? It's
Yeah.
like a needle in a haystack type of
Yeah.
thing. And then he goes to Moose's and like almost violently throws himself into the work to fix up the vehicle, like,
Yeah.
and like he's visibly angry, which is like a really big shift in Jason. Like he's mad and upset and he doesn't know how to process it, so he's like unnecessarily making loud noises
Yeah.
and
Banging your
clanging things
thumbs.
around,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like all that stuff, and he's upset, like
Yeah.
visibly, and it's like a very
Storming around,
weird,
just
right, and like he
unable to
doesn't,
process.
yeah, and he doesn't know how, but he's angry, and you just like occasionally like he will like flicker, right, because he
Yeah.
is a hologram, and he'll flicker and he'll come back, and it's like when he flickers into like the older vision of himself, and then like comes
Yeah.
back into the new one, and like almost like glitching but not quite,
Yeah.
and he just,
He doesn't
yeah,
know
and
how to
it's like
swear, so it's just static. I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, and you just like you hear static sounds, and like he is, and like you kind of like in those flickers, not only does he look angry, but like occasionally he just looks so devastated, like he's so sad,
Processing the loss that
but then he
hasn't
goes
happened yet.
like, yeah, so he goes from like sad to angry, sad to angry. But he lets Jet know that there's a backup, whether Jet makes it out or not. He just lets Jet know that there's a backup.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and um, Jet will leave some things for the backup just in case. Pretty much keys, codes, bank account, the whole thing. If Jet doesn't make it back,
Here's who you contact.
Yeah.
Yep, Jason will at least
Your ICE number.
Yeah. Yep. Jason will have a pretty. I don't. He doesn't know what Jason's finances are before, but he trusts Jason to take care of what he's built.
Yeah.
Well,
If
you're
it
all
comes to
borderline
that.
millionaires now, depending on, I don't even know where you started, but you've made borderline $1 million each, or 1 million credits each. So yeah, I've found return to me. Yeah, that's
Yeah, literally it found
So-
return to me, please.
So as the four of you process this in your own ways, it's that night before battle thing, right? I always think of Waterloo because I read a bunch of books on it, and the parts that are really heart wrenching are the letters that these kids sent home. Dear mom, I hope I'm brave tomorrow. That's what they were worried about. if I die tomorrow, I hope it's a good cause. I hope we win, right? That fate and acceptance that it's pretty much probably all over. There's nothing more left to do except dot the I's and cross the T's. If you survive this, and if Arlene succeeds, you'll be free as birds and rich as Croesus. But if anything goes wrong, you're dead.
Oh yeah.
So with that 12 hours, at least according to the veterans of Waterloo, for some of them took 5 minutes, for some of them took a year before that sun came up. When that sun does come up and you start to actually head outside and you start the vehicles, you open the doors, and down at the end of the street, the sun rises on the horizon. The camera does one of those high-speed out to orbit and then zoom to the North Pole, because yes, that's where we're going. And in a glacier, in a refrozen glacier, in a refrozen polar region, an entrance of clear crystal. And standing in front of it, 2 pillars. As you camera scans in, you see they're kind of like the figures at the waterfall in Lord of the Rings, the 2 giant figures looking out.
Hmm.
They are, of course, Aran and Harlequin.
Of course.
As the light skitters across that facade, we'll drop the curtain on tonight. So next week it's on. You guys have to assault the North Pole to give the great many greats granddaughter of these 2 a chance to kill them and put an end to the foolishness.
I've already figured out a name. Ah.
Excellent. So yes, PM it to me so I remember for next week. So with that, let's get to the thank yous. Whew, that was a tiring last couple of minutes. I didn't expect anything to go like that, but it didn't. It was really cool, and I'm very happy. So let's do the thank yous. Bat Kyle, thank you so much, not just for tonight, but for agreeing to run the Deadlands game for us with that sort of open-ended, maybe it's a one-shot, maybe it's not. And now we just said, oh, by the way, do a whole campaign. So congratulations and eep on your behalf. But thank you very much for that. And thank you for this. And we'll give you, at least having, after next week, having this night off, we'll give you a little time to stay ahead of us on Tuesdays. So thank you for all of that. Very, very much. And thank you for Jet. Not every guy with a big gun's got a backstory and character, and Jet did, and I appreciate that a lot. So we'll let them unleash the rest of the Big Happy next week. But thank you.
No. That it's Mr. Zappy.
Mr.
Big
Zappy.
Happy is that's what he.
That's what he
at the
released
House
just
of the
before you guys
Negotiant.
went.
Yeah.
Right. That was
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Right. That was at the House of Negotiable Affections. Is that the phrase we're using? Yeah. What was they used on Critical Role Season 1? Oh yeah, the House of Lady Favors.
Yeah.
Grog and Scanlon. Yeah. We're going to the House of Lady Favors. Anyway. Bison _ Stonefist. Thank you for feedback. You managed to tie them in again to the whole family.
It's not my fault. I'm sorry.
I saw in chat. It just occurred to you earlier.
I had
but
to sync it. I had
Yeah.
to sync it into my Cyberpunk campaign somehow,
Yes.
and I figured this is the best way to do it.
It all tied in. I love it. You couldn't be more you than that. So perfect way to end tonight.
I am
forward.
the thread board.
Well, and, next week we're going to have you doing. We've kind of done it once before, but that sort of parallel run where you're probably going to be doing most of the hacking while these guys do some fighting and whatnots around you. So I'm looking forward to that very much. But thank you, and thank you for wrapping all these stories together. You're kind of like the one theme that ties all of the D20G games together, even the ones you're not actually in. You're creeping into the lore. So you and Iticus. Anyway, so thank you for all of that. Roosbar.
And they're both Warforged.
They are. There's another theme.
Son of a bitch.
Roosbar, or should I call you Moose?
Moose bar.
You did I'm impressed, and I almost didn't see it, but you did an actual full-blown character arc with Moose. He went from mercenary to gives a shit. And that's a story arc. That is a solid story arc that makes a difference. It's when you stop doing it for the money and start doing it for all the right reasons, right?
Dude, in the immortal words of Captain Malcolm Reynolds, when I fight a war, you'll see something new.
That is absolutely true.
Nice.
And you are proof positive that there is more than one way to play a fighter. Always, always, always more than one way to play a fighter. So thank you for that. You are a lesson.
Credit to team.
Yes. And mana. Oh, Jason is so much fun. And again, every single one of you's got this story arc that's wrapping, right? I gave you Jason 2.0, but only because you earned them, right? There was all these opportunities to not give or to give into that emotional response, and you didn't. Played true to the cause. We rewrote you, gave you new hardware and new software, and that's when it made sense to do this upgrade. So you went with it. It wasn't pre-planned. I love it. Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
And Jason has been a joy to watch. That level of naivete. I always like having one in every party that just really doesn't know what's going on. But they can't claim that anymore because Jason has figured it out. Jason now knows what it is to be alive, which is to fear being dead.
And it is so funny because Jason is a reiteration of a different, and he used to be an android in a different life. And in that different life, his creator, Ray, his inventor, installed halfway through his story an emotions chip.
Oh,
and
nice.
so now it is
the
like
data and lore.
yeah, and it's now like parallel almost.
Yeah.
Like it's like Jason is apparently is just on this track, and it's kind of really cool to see how it comes about in a different way.
It's going to be
History
amazing.
repeating itself.
So
Yeah.
So to give you guys a tiny heads up, next week we're going to do the final encounter, and then once that's done, we're going to do a short version of the what happens next with each of you as you walk away, assuming you live, walk away with $1 billion each, or what happens to your your backups that you've left behind in various places. So there's only 2 thank yous left. Dead Dice Count 14 this week. Thank God. You just have to melt them down and send them in and get them redone.
Right?
2 successes all night. I think it was more than that, but not many. But either way, with that, thank you to chat. As always, double digits all night again. Thank you so much for tuning into this. This was kind of fun for me going back in time and bringing Shadowrun forward. It was also tremendously eye-opening as to how much gaming has changed. In 30 years. If somebody plopped that script on a desk today, they would be escorted out of the building. Never mind not hired. They would be escorted out of the building and told not to come back. So I'm glad we moved forward. The logo and the inclusiveness and everything that this channel stands for says we're moving in the right direction. And this was a reminder for me for that. So thank you to everybody for being better than we used to be and having higher expectations than we used to have and calling people to account when they need to be called to account, because that's how we change the world. One more thank you to YouTube. You watched all the way to here. Please hit that like button, but I'm not going to do the normal rest of the spiel tonight because I want to get right to the important bit. Because, till next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.